Hi there, Melissa from this YouTube channel, Going Our Own Pace, and Melissa N. Reynolds. I'm the founder of melissaversifiedmarja.com, and I have lived with chronic symptoms for a very long time, and I've been sharing my journey here on this channel, and its mission is simple. I share anything I learn in my journey in case it helps you in yours. And at the moment, I'm really on a rest kick. I've been working on updating my rest yoga toolkit, and I've been really thinking about how you make it practical and what is the point. Yeah, we all want to rest, but why would we prioritize it, right? We're all busy, we're all exhausted. Like, why would we add another thing to our day? And look, I think it's important. I think it is so important. And I will tell you that I don't think I would have improved from moderate to severe to mild symptoms without learning to rest. And there's a lot of reasons for that. And I could talk about it all day, and I've written all about it in my books. But the most important things come down to how I use it in my symptom management plans. So in this series, I want to share about the key ways that we use those tools in our symptom management plans. So we're going to break it down one at a time. Let's dive. All right. So if you haven't caught number 1 and 2, pain management and then flare planning, please catch those. Those are so important. But the number 3 thing is in our flare planning. We can use rest tools in our flare plan or our energy management plan. So no matter how structured you do it, whether you have a very strict plan, whether you've gone through a lot of periods of tracking and evaluating and thinking it through, or whether it's very off the cuff because you have really limited choice. Whatever it is, you're probably going to have a full stop rest break, 1 or 2, depending on where you are and what's going on. And then you're going to have an activity to rest ratio. And so the main way that I use the rest tools is my full stop rest break. So it used to be, for a while there when I was more unwell, I would have two shorter breaks, late in the morning and then early in the afternoon. But it's been really rare that I've had the ability to do that. Normally I have 1 yoga nidra break a day, and that is a full stop in my bed, flat, curtains closed, eye mask on, legs on the cushion, electric heating pad, full focus, full drop into the parasympathetic nervous system, full rest. And that is enough to get me through pain and get my energy through the rest of the day. And when I'm in a flare, it is my absolute necessary thing to do. It is me actively helping my body assimilate everything else I've done to manage the pain and get it back to where I am as quickly as possible. So there's the full stop rest break. And I understand that not everybody can just do it at certain times of the day, right? We're all busy. And so for some of us, we might have to be doing it when we first wake up, or maybe we can squeeze it in at lunchtime. Maybe we're doing it while we're lying down nursing a baby or sleeping with a toddler. After school or after work or right before bed. And I mean, it's not ideal, right? If it's at each end of the day, it's not really helping us in the middle, but whatever we can do, 1 full stop rest break is super helpful. But then really making those rest breaks in the day efficient. So I used to kind of put myself in stasis, right? When I realized I was exhausted, I'd sit in a chair and I might stare into space with my heat pack, or I might read. But it was just holding me like this, and the clock wasn't stopped, right? So the spoons or the energy was still ticking down. It was just a little slower than if I was moving. So to make it more efficient, we need to get ourselves into a rest state. And so that's where the breathing practices, short meditations, all of those can help. So I find those really helpful. And I think if you're like in a state where you're in a lot of pain, your fatigue is very high and things are not very well managed, you want to have as many of those drops across the day as possible. I've talked about it before. It's like you want to jump in the pool once a day with your yoga nidra, but you want to have a sprinkler on multiple times a day so that you have as many little sprinkles as you can of rest. So that's how to use it in my pacing plans. And I think it's a really useful marker as well, because I've always had my time has not been my own for the last 10 years. I've got 4 children. So the only thing I can really count on is that 1 break a day, which I have fought for so hard. And sometimes it is different, right? Sometimes it is 15 interrupted minutes with a toddler sitting next to me. And that's just the way I had to be. But that I fight for and I know, and it's my thing. And the other thing is I have complete control. If I want to sit down quietly and do a breathing practice, not much can stop me. And so it's all from the lens of what can I do? And so sometimes that's all we can do is think, what could I do here? And you could do it sitting at your desk, because everybody is entitled to a morning tea break. Everybody needs a break. If you're working at a computer, every 30 minutes you should be taking a little bit of time to stretch and look away from the computer. Add some breathing practices. I got a whole heap. I mean, I wrote a whole book of my mindfulness toolkit for chronic pain and fatigue. And there are literally like this many. So any one of these practices could be used across your day. So you could literally go through this like a lucky dip and choose one to sit down and do. I've got breathing practices, yoga nidra, everything. All the rest tools have a purpose, so they can help with our pacing plans. I just want to encourage you to take the time to fit it in, to choose something to try and put it in there, because they really do have the research to back it up and the experience to back it up. Like it just wouldn't be so popular for without any good backup. And I've done a lot of research over the years. There is proof, there is evidence, like Western science evidence, that these yoga tools can support us. And I'm never saying they're going to cure us. I'm never saying those are the biggest things. They are very important to me, and they're important to me, I guess, in part because I have complete control. It is something I can do at all times. I don't have to wait for someone to give it to me. I don't have to be prescribed it. I don't have to pay for it. Once we have it, it's ours. So if you want to grab a rest tool, if you want to grab the Yoga Nidra guided meditation, I've got a free one. Just click the link and then you can just go and download it. But don't just download it, use it, please. Use it several times and see how it makes you feel. If you want to catch the Rest Yoga Toolkit, you can grab that below. There'll be some details below to let you know about that. But I just encourage you to take some time to add a rest tool to your day and see if it helps even a little bit at all. Let me know in the comments below if you use any rest tool in your pacing plans, and I'll talk to you again soon.